Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Mi Casa. I was almost done getting ready, so give me one quick second. Hey, what's going on? My name's Dave Sharp. Welcome to my house. And what I want to do for you in this video is actually probably something a little bit different than what you're used to. I actually want to tell you what really happened and how I got here, living inside of a ridiculous 5,000 square foot mansion, driving any car that I want, traveling the world, being able to go do the things that I want to do with the people that I want to do them with anytime that I want, and disconnect from normality in reality. It wasn't always like that though, guys, and that's what I want to share with you inside of this video. I want to show you where I came from. I want to teach you what I did to get out of that situation and where I'm at now. Guys, 5 years ago, I was homeless. I was just coming off of a 10-year run, addicted to drugs, addicted to alcoholism, addicted to making bad decisions, addicted to my own bad thinking and staying in this vicious cycle. And I don't know if you can relate to quite those depths that I was in, but I can tell you something, that I was in a place that I never want to be again. And I can remember specifically, after coming off of a long, hard run, coming out of a bathroom that I had spent an hour or so in using drugs, and standing up with tears rolling down my cheeks, looking into a mirror, and I didn't want to look at myself because I didn't really like who I was. I didn't like who I had become. It was not the person that I was meant to be. And I made a decision at that moment that I was going to change my life regardless of what it took. And instead of going left and continuing to make the same decisions that I had made for the last 10 years, I decided to go right. And my father, who hadn't seen me in over a year, I kind of dragged and crawled myself up onto his doorstep and knocked on his door. And when he opened, he looked at me, and almost as if I had three heads. He hadn't seen me in a long time. He didn't know where I was. He didn't know how I had become 130 or 40 pounds, whatever I was at that time. And I said words that I'll never forget, and I don't think he will either. I said, "Dad, I need you to help me save my life." Well, of course, I'm his son, and he said yes. He let me sleep on his couch over the course of the next couple of months, and what happened from that point was my life started to change. But it did start to change for all of the better and overnight. I can actually remember working on a construction job, first with my dad, because he worked construction too, and he let me just come to his jobs and kind of earn a little bit of money as I was getting back on my feet. But then I started to go out and do some of my own jobs, but life still wasn't that good for me. I lived in an old 400 square foot shanty. It was on a main drag. I had a hard time falling asleep at night because cars would be driving by and gunshots and drug deals going out outside of my window. I drove an old 1990 Ford F-150. This thing literally had more rust on it than paint. I can actually even remember having to start this thing with a screwdriver. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation to where you didn't have enough money to fix a car that was already kind of an ugly car and kind of a piece of crap, but you would take your family out, or I would, and we would be in a parking lot somewhere, and the truck wouldn't start, and I had to pop the hood and use the screwdriver, and sparks would fly everywhere just to start the truck, and I could not afford to fix it. Guys, one day I was at a crossroads, and I realized that I couldn't go on doing what I was doing anymore. And I stumbled upon the information that I'm going to share with you inside of this video. And I'm not going to tell you that it was overnight success. But what I will tell you, that what I'm going to teach you about making money on the internet, about taking your business from wherever it is right now. Some of you are stuck in the 1970s still. Some of you are stuck in the 1990s still. Some of you are doing things that are just not working anymore. Some of you have been misguided with misinformation. I'm not sure where you've been, but here's what I can promise you, is that by the end of this video, I'm going to share with you what I learned that actually took my life and has transformed this 9th grade dropout, this guy who lived on the streets for 10 years, this guy who 5 years ago couldn't even put two sentences together, and has completely transformed my life. But I'm going to tell you something, friends, it's not just me. It's tens of thousands of other people, and I'm going to introduce to you throughout this video a few of those people. Right now, right here, I'm going to introduce you to a few of my friends who have had this information that I'm going to teach you on this video, who have applied it to their life and their business, and it's changed their life too.
I gave birth to my son a month and a half after being in Empower Network. Within that 6-week period, I made 18 grand.
As I'm shooting this video right now, I've literally made over $7,000 in the last week.
I've made approximately $406,000 in the last 12 months, or in the first 12 months.
In our 5th month in the business, we did $34,000, and we were consistently doing $1,000 a day in personal net income.
My commission, my earnings about $60,000.
2 to 3 hours a day to make $40,000 every single month. I mean, who does that?
I've done about $579,000.
In about 7.5 months, we're sitting at about $125,000.
Layla and I made $13,000. So far, I've made $26,000 in commissions.
Before we get started here, I actually have to give you 2 warnings. First and foremost, that I don't want to promise or guarantee that you're going to make lots and lots of money when you apply this system to your business online. I can't. Legally, I can't. I have to disclaim, and I'm more than happy to disclaim, average earnings. There's actually a link down below this video that if you're curious, you want to know the average earnings, you can go down and you can check those for yourself. You can also go to empowernetwork.com/income.php and you can get that information as well. I like the truth. I like being open. I like being honest. I like people being well informed so they can make a decision to get started right now. But I've got to give you a warning first. If strong language, the unvarnished truth, or bold talk about big money is going to have you in the corner sucking your thumb, then you're probably not ready for what you're about to see. But if you'd be thrilled to discover how to turn all of the stuff that life ever handed you, and by stuff I don't mean the good stuff, into absolute solid gold, listen up while I tell you this weirdly and wildly inspirational story of how a former Mormon missionary and a now recovering drug addict made the leap from homeless losers to online marketing mavericks by generating over $60 million in sales on the internet using a simple system that I'm going to teach you in this video over the next few minutes. When I first got started on this journey to discovering the information that I'm going to share with you inside of this video, I can tell you that I started off with very, very humble beginnings. Now, I want to take you back to a time to when I actually was even exposed to the very first time of being an entrepreneur and making money from home. I was actually on a construction site, and a guy named John came up to me, and John was so excited. This guy was hilarious, and everybody's seen one of these type people before, to where they're just out of their mind excited about something, and you just can't understand why they're as excited as they are, because it's their thing, and you just kind of let them go. And this is exactly what I did with John. He said, "Dave, you've got to take a look at what I'm doing." And at this time, I was not quite as open-minded as I am today. I didn't realize that I could have anything that I wanted in life if I knew the right information and got around the right people who were using the right system. So I said, "John, it's just not for me." And John just kept pounding me, and eventually I took the money from that construction job and I got involved in this work from home opportunity. The problem that I had is that I was going out using marketing strategies and techniques that people were teaching back in the 1960s and the 1970s. Here's a couple of examples. I actually thought that the secret, now remember I told you I lived on a main drag in traffic. Who knows how many people drove by my house every single day. I thought that the secret to me getting rich inside of this business was going to be to buy a big 3x6 banner and hang it on the fence, so everybody who drove by my house was going to know the business that I was involved in and was going to immediately buy and join. Well, that wasn't the case, so of course I went to one of those free websites to where you can buy the magnets that you can stick on the car or the truck, and you've all seen these before. Well, I of course drove the old 1990 Ford F-150 that I had to start with a screwdriver, and every time I did start it with a screwdriver, sparks would fly everywhere, and there was more rust than paint inside of this truck. And every time that I pulled up to a light when I was going somewhere with my family, I would, of course, be loud and proud because I had my magnetic sign over advertising my business on the side of my door, and the people would literally look away because they didn't want to catch whatever I had, which was the poverty disease at that time. So I went to my girl at the time, and we're still together today. Her name's Erin, and I said, "Honey, what I'm doing is not working. There's something that I need to learn." And she said, "Well, what do you think it is?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. I was fumbling around on the internet and I heard some people talking about some things, and I think there might be something to that." So she said, "Well, what are you going to do?" And I said, "Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have the money to go and buy a computer." She said, well, honey, I believe in you, and I believe you can do whatever you put your mind to. So she let me use her credit card, and I went and bought a computer, and I paid this old rinky-dink laptop off over the course of the next 6 or 7 months, like $50 at a time. Well, here's the magical thing that happened when I bought that computer, and I started trying, and the key word there is trying to build my business online, as I discovered there was a whole world. There was a whole group, there was a whole army of people who had discovered some things about how marketing and business worked here in the 2013s and beyond, right? They realized, and I realized by watching them, that you can actually build a business entirely online, traveling the world, doing whatever you want with whoever you want, wherever you want, whenever you want, completely disconnected from the rat race, and you can do it completely on autopilot. And as I would go to these different pages and these different websites, I would stick my email into their forms and I would buy various products, but there was something that I just couldn't figure out, because I realized that basically as I started to begin to try to set up my own websites and try to set up my own blogs and try to set up my own marketing funnels and sell products, that it was hard as hell, just to be quite frank with you. It was really difficult. You had to have basically a PhD to FTP your HTML and your PHP code and set this thing up. And the truth of the matter is you almost had to have some sort of a science or doctorate degree to understand all of the technical stuff that you needed to know to be able to build a business online. And I'm going to tell you something, I began to get frustrated. I began to realize that what I was doing wasn't working. I began to realize that there was something also, just like back in time in my life when I was struggling in other areas of my life, that there was something that I did not know. There was something that I needed to learn. And I'm going to tell you something, that feeling brought me back down. That feeling reminded me of where I was at when I was at rock bottom. And I'm going to tell you something, friends. I felt like I was at rock bottom once again inside of my life, trying to build my business on the internet. I vividly remember the shame and the humiliation that I felt as I took a good long look at where I'd been, where my life was at that moment, and where I was headed. And in an enormous flash of clarity, I knew through and through that if I didn't do something fast, I would be destined to be broke forever, living a mediocre and a meaningless life. And that scared the living crap out of me. I made another breakthrough decision right there, and I've made it my mission in life, first and foremost, to give my family the life that they deserve. And that is a picture of my family, me traveling, cars, spending time with my daughter and my beautiful better half, Erin. And second, to help as many other people as humanly possible do the same thing for themselves. And we have. We've literally helped tens of thousands of people quit their jobs, get the training and the support that they need, and leverage the internet to make money. And we've helped a lot of people. Fast forward to today, my partner Dave Wood and I have helped a small army of people make over $60 million in documented sales online. We've been featured in national publications. We've spoken on national stages to crowds of up to 7,000 people. And we've trained everyone from doctors and lawyers to blue-collar ditch diggers just like I was on how to make big money on the internet. And I've made an amazing income for myself too. In fact, using the simple system I'm about to share with you, I've personally literally made more money than I can spend. Even better, the income that pours in almost every minute of the day is automated, whether I work or not. But the very best part about this for you is I'm going to teach you what I do, how to do it, and give you the same system I've used so you can use it for yourself to build your current business online, build a brand new business online, or just start to make $100, $200, or $300 a day online on top of what you're currently doing. Okay, my friends, what I'm going to actually do is break down specifically how money's made online. I actually want to teach you how money goes from somebody's credit card, from their wallet, how they make a decision to buy from being on a web page, and how that money is then deposited into your bank account, the dynamics and the mechanics of how this process works. But first, I want to give you a little disclaimer. First and foremost, and I always like to do this because I want you to remember that I like to teach. I want to show you and educate you. Truthfully, regardless of whether you decide to use this information and use this system, if you decide to apply it and decide to use it today, It's not going to change my lifestyle whatsoever. I don't need anything from you. Regardless of whether you decide to buy, whether you decide to join, whether you decide to lock arms with us, whether you decide to apply what I'm about to teach you, it's not going to alter or change my lifestyle whatsoever. I'm still going to do what I want to do with the people that I want to do it with, where I want to do it, travel the world, get up, go whenever I want to go, because I have this information inside of my head and I can apply it anytime that I want to apply it. So with that being said, let's get into it. First and foremost, I believe that there's two ways to make money online, to sell things, essentially on the internet. First of all, the direct way, and this is I'm going to get another marker here. The direct way, okay? And then there's the indirect way. Okay? The direct way and the indirect way. Okay? Specifically what I mean with the direct way and the indirect way is the direct way is you take somebody, a visitor, traffic is what we call it on the internet, and you push them to a page probably very similar to the page that you came through before you watched the video that you're watching right now. Here's what that page looks like. It's a page that has maybe some text, maybe a video, I'm not sure. This is really insignificant. The most important part is that down here at the bottom or somewhere on the page, in order to get the information on the other side, you have to enter your email address. Now, some of you are asking, why did I have to enter my email address? Or why should I be asking for somebody's email address when I drive them into my sales funnel? Well, it's the difference between handing out business cards and getting business cards. If you go in, you just go to maybe a networking meeting or something like that, and you're constantly handing out business cards. So the truth of the matter is that maybe 1% of people who get your business card is actually going to call you, truthfully. And you may have even had that experience before. I know that I went through like thousands of business cards, and today I don't even use them, because if I want to collect somebody's information or I want to be able to get a hold of them, I get their business card, right? So I can follow up with them, so I can contact them when I want to contact them, opposed to the kind of waiting around and maybe hoping that they come back to my website or pick up my business card and call me. Once the person, the visitor, comes to your web page and enters their email into your email list, you take them to a page probably, and if you look around at this page, maybe start to notice the background, maybe there's some text above this video or not, you're on a page just like I'm about to describe right here, right now, okay? That's a page that looks like this. It's a page with just a video on it and nothing more, right? Why do I call this a direct selling, a direct response, a direct marketing approach? And that's actually what we call this, is direct response marketing. Why? Because I'm soliciting a specific response from you, and I'm not asking you to do anything else except number one, right? Number one, I'm asking you to give me your email address, because when you come to this video, if you decide not to take action, if you decide not to buy, well then guess what? I've got your email address. I can follow up with you. I want to teach you specifically how you can build a list of followers, a list of leads that whether they decide to buy today or not, right? Decide to buy today or not, you can follow up with them at a later time. You're on this page right now and you're watching a video, and the reason why this is so effective is because human beings, and I'm probably one of the people that can describe this the best, has ADD. AKA shiny ball syndrome. It's like you're probably watching this with 10 windows open on your computer. Maybe you've got Facebook, your phone's going off, Skype's going off, the kids are yelling, the dog's barking, the next door neighbor's kid is mowing the lawn. Whatever, there's distractions going on all over the place all the time. Well, when you're selling something to somebody, the direct way, you don't want any distractions. If you're noticing something on this page, you're probably noticing that there's nothing else to do except to watch this video. Now that's clever, isn't it? Right? That's the direct selling approach. Now the indirect selling approach is what we call basically blogging. Now there's a couple of different ways that somebody can indirectly sell on the internet. But one of our favorites, and we actually modeled this after my partner Dave Wood. I haven't introduced you to him, but you're probably going to see some images of him. He's the long-haired, hippie-looking guy who lives down in Costa Rica, who actually built his business and discovered this money-making blogging formula back several years ago when he was, inside, before he really got successful, inside of his mother's, he was living at his mother's house, inside of her spare bedroom or whatever, and he discovered that just with a blog, he could build a relationship with people, and he could post cool content that people actually wanted to consume and read, and that he could build a relationship indirectly with people who came to his blog and that they would want to buy because of that. Now, a blog usually looks something like this. It's got a little bit more stuff on the page, right? It's maybe got a banner over here. Maybe it's got a header up here, and it's got post all through the page, okay? This is the indirect approach. Now, another way that you can indirectly sell somebody on the internet is the Amazon model or the Walmart model or the retail model, to where somebody comes to your website and maybe you have a page to where you have 1 million things that somebody can buy. Maybe you have something over here, maybe you have something over here, maybe you have a bunch of, if you go to Amazon, you can actually see this. You have a bunch of books and a bunch of other stuff down here on this page. Maybe you've probably heard this one before. The people who like to buy this also like to buy this, right? There's 1 million things. It's perfect for the ADD shopper, right? The problem with the indirect selling approach, if you don't do it correctly, right? A lot of people have blogs, and here's the real problem with blogging, and Dave Wood can tell you this, I can tell you this as well, and so can the thousands of other people who have ever tried to set up a blog. Number one, it's extremely difficult. And I can tell you something, I remember back when I first started marketing online, I would stay up at night and literally be trying to move an image 1 centimeter to the right, and it'd take me like 3 hours to do it. So number one, it can be extremely difficult to set this up, but you need this. You absolutely need this, because if you're not building a relationship, and this is where you build a relationship with people, if you're just always trying to sell them something, then you're eventually going to run into a problem and you're going to wear people down. People will really buy from you, and not only buy from you, but they'll love you, and you'll build a relationship with them by blogging and creating content on a daily basis. It's why you see all of the big companies, all of the big gurus, all of the really influential people, they have blogs. The issue and the problem that most people have is, number one, it's ridiculously hard to set up, and number two, first and foremost, a programmer has no idea how to set up good marketing psychology on your blog, right? Most programmers have no clue, so it can get very expensive, first and foremost, to have it programmed, and second of all, to find somebody who actually knows what they're doing, because I'm going to guess that you're probably not a marketing expert if you're watching this video right now. You may be, I don't know, more power to you. I know that I wasn't when I first got started. This can be a very difficult thing because of how difficult it is to set up. Number two, how time-consuming it can be, how expensive it can be, but more importantly, let's say that you have all the time in the world and all the money in the world, right? If you don't understand how to inject your blog with the right marketing and sales psychology, my friends, your blog is just going to be out there on the internet floating around in cyberspace, right? And nobody's going to find it, and if they do find it, nobody's going to buy, because they're going to come to the blog and it's just not going to be set up correctly. So Dave Wood, actually about 2.5, 3 years ago, was walking through the mountains in the jungle of Costa Rica, and he had an idea download into his brain, and that idea was, what if we could take the system that he used, and this man, the guy who looks homeless, the guy who is often underestimated, but is a pure genius, use this particular form of marketing, this form right here, the indirect blogging approach, to not only become the #1 producer in several different network marketing companies previous to us even starting what we're doing and discovering the formula that we discovered right here, right now, but he also, used this specific formula to make tens of thousands of dollars on the internet using exactly what I'm showing you right here, right now. So the question and the idea that downloaded into his head was, what if I could take my business model and simplify it and replicate it across the board, so somebody who's brand new, somebody who's just getting started, somebody who is maybe a single mom, or maybe somebody with a full-time job, maybe somebody with no technical experience who gets in fist fights with a computer every time that they open it up because they're just so technically challenged. What if, just what if, I could take this particular business model that I've been so successful with and let other people use it, let other people borrow it without all of the setup, without all of the hassle, and what if I can inject their blog with all of the right marketing and sales psychology that I know and understand so they can use it to make sales and build relationships with people on their website. Well, lo and behold, Dave and I ended up hooking up. And what I had mastered was the direct selling approach. See, I understood how to sell through marketing funnels. I understood how to bring people, cold traffic, into a marketing funnel and sell high-ticket products without ever even knowing the person or them knowing me before. So we joined forces, right? We joined forces. And we built the ultimate system, okay? What I want to introduce you and give the opportunity to buy today for a ridiculously low price, right? For a ridiculously low price, I want to give you the opportunity to buy what we've created, and now 130,000 smart marketers and smart newbies as well are using today on the internet, that we call the viral blogging system, okay? Inside of the viral blogging system, it's going to be instantly set up for you. You're going to be able to borrow everything that we know, everything that we've learned, everything that we've experienced, all of the mistakes that we've made. You'll be able to overcome all of those instantly when your blog's instantly set up and ready for you to begin to start to build your business and have a presence online, okay? Guys, this system is so powerful that it's not only transformed our life, it's not only allowed us to become some of the most influential people on the internet from scratch, but it's also changed and transformed people's lives all over the world. Again, 130,000 people, and by the time you're watching this video, it may be much more, have made the smart decision to start using this system right here, and I'd like to introduce you to a few of them right now.
My favorite product actually is just the $25 blogging platform because it's where people make the decision to get started.
The blogging platform is so amazing because it levels a playing field to people who haven't had that before.
You start off with the blogging platform and it has the 8 core commitments, and it seems like, oh, that's for beginners, that's not for me, but turns out that that is really important stuff.
It's everything that you need to step in and to be successful from day one.
You're about to hear a system and see a system that is responsible for an enormous amount of wealth online.
It's simple, plug and play, paint by numbers, step-by-step stuff.
The fact that we're offering somebody such a highly valuable product for $25 that triggers them to get started, it triggers them to take action in life.
After tapping into this exact system and the formula that you're going to learn from Dave, I was able to go from not just making between $8,000 to $10,000 a month, but literally my largest month ever, almost over $70,000 in a single month.
I can do it from the cab of an 18-wheel truck. You can do it from home. It's a good thing.
Greatest thing that I've ever done. The great thing is you have a system that works. You're going to be shown how to drive traffic. You're going to literally be able to have leads on demand.
We found a way where a system you can actually plug into, do it from home, using the internet, using your computer to live a lifestyle, to be on a yacht like this, and just living and loving life.
After really stumbling across this system and learning how to follow this simple formula, my lifestyle's changed incredibly.
Using the very system that you are about to get your hands on is incredible. My friend, the lifestyle that this system was able to give me is just unbelievable.
I ran across this system and I went to this website, and what I saw completely changed everything that I thought was possible about making money from home.
This is the system that we plugged into. It works. See you on the other side.
It's 1, 2, 3. It's really 1, 2, 3. It's the easiest thing in the world. You get these products, they change you. They change your life.
There's simply no question about it. What we've discovered has changed thousands of people's lives. The bottom line is, our system works, and we now have a steady flow of undeniable proof that it does. In fact, our files are literally overflowing with testimonials and case studies from thousands of grateful marketers, from newbies to experts. It's so surprisingly simple, but so reliably powerful, which is why we decided to name it something simple yet powerful: the viral blogging system. Now, before you think you understand what blogging is all about, let me tell you why this is much different than anything you've ever seen before and exactly why it works so well. For starters, Our viral blogging system works like gangbusters first and foremost because we tested it on ourselves first. And I gotta just tell you that I hate when somebody goes and tries to teach or sell something that they haven't used and proven to work in their own business first. We've tested it on ourselves first, which is first and foremost. When we did test it, we ended up accidentally generating over 1 million free leads. We created one of the largest customer followings online today. Literally people who show up in the thousands, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000 people to events and show up to all of the calls, buy all of the products all the time. And we pulled in over $60 million in sales, but that's not all. And this is the best part that you should be super excited about. You can do all of this just like we did without a bunch of employees, without any big fancy offices, without any expensive equipment, without knowing a dang thing about technology, and without doing a single home or hotel meeting, and without ever having to cold call a single lead. You may be aware that blogging is the only internet strategy that has worked for more than a decade, and people, aka your potential customers, love to read blogs. Maybe even you have some blogs that you read on a regular basis. Most everybody does. But just getting people to read them doesn't pay the bills, although it's a good start. See, what turns our simple blogging system into a massive money machine are the strategic viral elements we've injected into the system. And it's been proven over and over again and withstood the test of time. Using the viral blogging system is at least 10 times more effective than plain vanilla blogging. And I could easily spend another hour or so explaining all the ins and outs of marketing. For instance, like why a pretty site doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to make money, or you can have all of the blog conversions in the world, but if you don't have a hidden strategy that turns your blog into a gold mine, it's a monumental waste of time. Why even tons of traffic won't do you a bit of good if you don't have a consistent way to turn those eyeballs, aka that traffic, those people who come to your blog, into dollars into your bank account. What's the point of all that? Well, with the viral blogging system, all of that will be handled for you. And as you're making money with your site that will host for you and make sure it has all the right marketing injected into it from the start, we'll teach you the things that most business owners, most entrepreneurs, and most people will never know about making money online. Yes, you'll discover all of this and more. And the training is by far the best online inside of the viral blogging system when you make a smart decision to get started today. Look, one of the dirty little secrets I want to let you in on today is that most of those pretty little blogs out there online don't make enough money to even pay their bills. And that's really a fact. I've seen it a million times because 99% of people have the entirely wrong approach to blogging. And 99% of people have no clue how to really make money online. I'd venture to guess maybe even you didn't until today. Or at least you might have had a misconception about how to make blogging work for you and actually bring in real money. And if you did, it's all good. I got your back. Profitable blogging is so much more than being another pretty face or some sort of entertainment. There's a place for that. But you must have the secret sauce hidden in the guts of your blog if you want it to work for you day in and day out. You'll see more of what I mean when you get the entire straight scoop inside the viral blogging system. Look, the bottom line is there simply isn't anybody else who has figured this out and built the machine that makes it all happen for you except us. Over 140,000, and probably more by the time you watch this video, smart internet marketers are currently using our viral blogging system. And it's not because we're the only blogging system in town either. Let me make sure that you get this by me being fairly obnoxious with the yellow highlighting, because this is important. We are the only blog service online anywhere that creates blogs specifically designed to increase your sales and make you money. And today, you can have access to all of it, and you'll get it for such an almost ridiculously low price you'll be stunned and probably relieved. I tell you this because you can go and buy a blog somewhere else or have some sketchy programmer set one up for you, and chances are it'll be a classic case of the blind leading the blind. Actually, a lot of people come back to us because they need to fix their business or because the way that they tried it before didn't work. Because, you see, the programmer probably doesn't have the slightest clue about marketing or how to inject your blog with high-converting sales psychology that will guarantee that you make sales. Sure, you'll pay big bucks to get the blog all coded and set up, and I know from firsthand experience that good programmers run about $150 an hour, and a beefy blog can easily climb into thousands of dollars to build for you. You might be happy and proud when you look at it and he turns it over to you because it's super, super pretty, but chances are it'll be you and your blog alone at night with the crickets chirping, because you'll be lost in a sea of other pretty blogs that are equally non-functional and definitely not pumping out sales for you. Or you can pay attention to what I've taught you today and borrow our system, because we've already stood in the line of fire and fallen flat on our faces a few times, so you won't have to. I want you to actually think of it like this. We've already taken the bullet for you, and we've licked our wounds, we've survived the wars, and we've gotten the viral blogging system polished to a high gloss so it runs like a bat out of hell for you. So while your competition, and this is one of my favorite parts, is out there wondering what you know and what they don't, and they're still ticking their prospects off, stumbling around without a clue how to make a sale online, you're going to be the one who's laughing all the way to the bank. Your buyers will love you, they'll trust you, and they'll stand behind you. You'll get to be completely authentic and natural and have what can only be called an absolute blast, making money and helping others achieve their goals in the process. I'd hate to see you out there having a meltdown like so many other people do trying to figure it out by yourself. The good news is we'll do all of the hard part for you. First, we'll give you the exact simple steps to follow, then we get busy with the rest. We'll be right there setting everything up, hosting it, designing it, maintaining it, and making sure that your blog has the best money-getting strategies built right into it and reliably running 24/7 so you can make the kind of money and have the success that you deserve. We'll make sure that you have the highest converting fonts, colors, and layouts, and yes, all that stuff matters, and we'll make sure that you never let a potential customer slip away again. We'll automatically update your site for you as we continue to create even more powerfully proven marketing techniques and strategies for pulling in sales. Listen, there's two ways to succeed online. Choice number one is do it alone. Endure the trial and error and figure things out on your own. It may take a long time, but eventually, if you're lucky, you might make headway. Or choice two, make a decision to get the kind of support that you need and most of all that you deserve, and model the strategies of those who already enjoy the kind of success that you want, and take advantage of every tool, every technique, every strategy, every resource that we have at your fingertips that make your business profitable as quickly as possible. It's all here for you. So let me show you a few more of the powerful money-making features that you're getting right now. First of all, instant setup of your own viral blog, ready for you to begin posting content and marketing your business, product, or service. You'll literally be up and running within 30 seconds of creating your account. The ability to be able to choose from several optimized marketing themes that have been specifically created to include powerfully effective sales psychology built right into them. This will ensure you convert visitors to your site into paying customers at the highest levels. A simple yet powerful search engine optimization smart scoring tool that will automatically read each one of your blog posts and show you in simple text exactly what you need to do to include for the best chance of dominating the search engines. This will multiply how many people actually find your blog. Marketers actually pay from hundreds, even thousands of dollars every month for this service. You're going to get it free. Drag and drop technology you can use to easily upload your own custom header and side banners to your blog. This does almost everything for you, and all you have to do is literally drag and drop and click your mouse. Built-in viral sharing muscle guarantees you get the most exposure from every post that you make and compels readers to quickly share your content with ease and excitement. This actually means even more traffic to your blog and more potential money in your bank account. The most advanced viral commenting system on the internet. Your blog comments will show up in real time and inspire even more digital conversations on your site. Remember, rave reviews, lively comments, interaction, and more helpful content are what people crave on your blog. It's what they crave in real life. So obviously the internet is kind of a mirror of real life. People want to interact. They want to be social. There's nothing more powerful than the social proof coming from other people commenting and interacting on your blog, and we'll help you to easily get lots of it every time you post. Peace of mind for you. You'll never have to worry about installing things, setting things up, or customizing anything unless you want to go add your own header or company logo or something to your blog. We'll handle that for you. Our skilled programmers designers, our tech team behind the scenes will work around the clock to ensure your blog is always viewable and available for your customers. Time has proven that the viral blogging system is wildly effective for building your business online and helping you be as successful as possible, helping you make as much money as you can possibly make and get the success that you deserve. Here's what else I'd like to give you. It's kind of like in those commercials, they say, wait, there's more. Well, there really is more. Listen, I've learned thousands of things since I've really started marketing online. I've become a student of this game. I've really become obsessed with how can I learn more that can not only enhance my lifestyle, but also can enhance the people around me that I work with. I've got tens of thousands of people travel all over the world working with different people. So I'm obsessed of learning how I can not only build my business bigger, stronger, and grow it faster, but also how can I help other people do the same thing. So I've learned literally thousands and thousands of things over the course of the last couple of years. Here's the really, really interesting thing, and I was talking to Dave Wood about a year and a half when we really launched this company, and I was asking him, what do you think the main things are that have helped you make the most money inside of your business? And what ended up happening from that conversation. And Dave and I, whenever we get together, we do everything on a whiteboard, we map stuff out, we're hilarious. We boiled it down to 8 things. 8 things out of all of the stuff that we've learned that have made us the most money inside of our business. What I'd like to do as a bonus is I'd like to, when you get started right now with the viral blogging system, we're not only going to teach you how to blog, we're going to teach you how to create content, being involved in our community, okay, and coming to our events. We put on events with 5, 6, 7,000 people all over the country. We have people that fly from all over the world to come to our events. We're going to show you how to become a better marketer, how to become more persuasive, how to become more influential. We're going to teach you how to go from wherever you're at right now to really where you want to be to achieve your goals. But I also want to give you, as a bonus right now, what we call the 8 core steps. Okay, and inside of these 8 core steps, we're going to break down specifically the 8 things that we've been doing over the course of the last couple of years since we've got started that have made us the most money online. You'll have instant access to those. They're in video form, as well as some questionnaires and some downloadable PDFs. You'll have instant access to the 8 core steps here when you decide to buy right now. Listen, some of you are also asking yourself as you're looking at the breakdown and you're really starting to understand how money is made online. And I don't want you to overthink this. Really keep it simple. You make money online by using what we've now simplified into the viral blogging system by posting content and then selling products through a direct response sales funnel to where you're building an email list of leads, of people who you can follow up with and sell them other things. And then you're bringing them to a page to where you're showing them a video and not distracting them with a bunch of other stuff. But you may be asking yourself, well, what if I don't have products to sell? Maybe you're somebody who's brand new. Maybe you're just watching this video and maybe you're an accountant. Maybe you're a construction worker like I was. You have no experience whatsoever marketing and selling products online. Well, here's what I want to offer you, okay? Because this is special, and we've helped people earn tens of millions of dollars with what I'm about to offer you right now. I want to give you the opportunity, if you don't have a product to sell, to actually sell our products. You can sell the viral blogging system. We have a whole suite of other information and educational courses, audios and video courses that you can sell people that have transformed people's lives. And when you go through them, will transform your life as well. You can borrow our pages. We'll write the copy for you. We'll create the videos for you. You can actually use this video that you're watching right here, right now to sell the viral blogging system. And here's the kicker, is we'll pay you all of the money minus merchant account fees. Okay, we'll pay you all of the money, 100% commissions, okay, minus the merchant account fees, because obviously when you process a credit card and stuff like that, it costs money to process those fees. Okay, guys, this and this will put you in a place that most people can only dream of. And I'd like to offer you the viral blogging system today for a ridiculously low price. And truthfully, when Dave and I went back and forth, when we were actually launching and creating this system, we really went back and forth whether we wanted to charge $297 a month, $197 a month. At a point we were actually going to charge $99 a month. Truthfully, because everything that we include in this, all the money that you save, all of the time that you absolutely slash out of your learning curve and the technical curve and all that stuff, is well worth it, and you'd be stealing it for $99 a month. But what we've decided to do is offer this to you right here, right now, because look, I know what it's like to be in a situation to where maybe you're just getting started. You know, maybe you don't have millions of dollars or live in a 5,000 square foot mansion. Maybe you haven't gotten started yet, now, right? I want to offer you the viral blogging system right here, right now for a discounted price of $25 a month. Right? You're literally stealing it. We're not even selling it. And if you decide to also sell our products, you can earn 100% of the commissions, and that's only $19.95 a month. That's optional. You do not have, if you already have your own products that you want to sell using your viral blogging system and you want to go and create your own funnels and stuff like that, guys, we'll teach you how to do that. It's no problem and no sweat off of our back. What I really want you to focus on and what I really want to teach you right now is that if you start to get your voice and your story out there through blogging, through creating content, I'm going to tell you something, not only will you become somebody who's influential, not only will it help you overcome some of the things that you need to overcome in life by going out there and sharing who you are, but guys, when you go and you start to blog and you start to create content and post and share your story and teach things and share your business, not only are you going to inspire people, not only are people going to start transforming around you, but your bank account's going to transform. When you learn to market on the viral blogging system like we know how to market and like we're going to teach you inside of the 8 core steps and inside of our educational courses and programs inside of our business, guys, I'm going to tell you something. In a year from now, maybe even sooner, maybe 30 days from now, I know people who have gotten started right now, right? Within 30 days are making more income than they've made in their entire life. Now, sometimes you got to make a decision. Sometimes, just like I was in that bathroom back 5 years ago when I could have gone left, but I decided to go right and change my life. Now I've been clean and sober for over 5 years. I got my family back in my life. I've earned the trust and the support of people not only in my community but all over the world. I've spoken on stages and I've shared my story to thousands of people, right? To inspire and impact them to move and overcome the things in their life. Guys, my dad, who was in a similar situation that I was financially anyways a couple of years ago, I was just able to take him on his dream vacation, right, up to the mountains of Colorado to go skiing for a week. This was just a couple of months ago. My mom wrecked her car, right? Actually, somebody wrecked into her, drove right up into her driveway, believe it or not, and drove right into her car. He was drunk or something. She didn't know what she was going to do because of the financial burden that had put on her. Well, guys, I was able to come back from vacation, and it was actually back right after the vacation that I took my dad on, and I flew right to, drove right to my mom's house, took her right to the car dealership and bought her a car cash. My daughter, who's 13 years old, this recent spring break, I asked her where she wanted to go for spring break. She could have gone anywhere in the world. She told me she wanted to go to Washington, D.C., so I took her up there and we spent a week walking around the memorial. She's interested in the Holocaust events. We went there and we studied that. Friends, I'm going to tell you something. That when you take action and decide to do something different and get around people who know how to make things happen, who understand how to make money, who understand how money is made online, I'm going to tell you something, your life can transform, but the decision is on you. The decision that took me from where I was to where I was at has always been mine. And the minute that I took responsibility for that decision is when my life started to transform. So what I want to challenge you to do right here, right now, is to decide, is to cut all of the stinking thinking, cut all of the, the previous, thoughts or ideas that you had about what you can and can't do, and erase all of that and realize that you can do anything that you want to do, especially when you have the right tools, the right information, and the right people around you who are going to inspire you and teach you exactly what you need to do to live a life beyond your wildest dreams. My friend, I'll see you right here, right now. There's a button below this video. Click it. Click it right now. Join, decide to buy, and I'll see you personally in the back office here in just a second. Bye-bye.